Many HBCU students never have the chance to share or showcase their stories. When you think of HBCU experiences, you think of Black excellence, the breaking of generational curses, and the elevation of culture in general. Come along with me as I explore the lives of 6 athletes currently attending colleges in the Atlanta University Center, better known as the AUC. During these interviews, we will discuss their experiences at their respective HBCUs and how it has changed their perspectives for the better.
My name is Vernon Sewell III, also known as Bubby. I'm at a master's program for business administration. I'm a point guard here at Clark Atlanta University. I think when my father told me coming into college that every party that's on Friday and Saturday gonna be the same party on Monday and Tuesday. So I really just go to the parties on Fridays and Saturdays, but I balance my workout throughout the day. And then the athletics kind of come later in the day, but with grad school, it's kind of different because the classes are later in the day. And so we kind of have a little mix-up, but coach is understandable. He knows that the degree is really important and getting that master's is really, really important. So we'll kind of, we'll talk about our schedule and stuff and kind of mix it up. I think it's building. Back then, I don't think it was really strong, but I believe it's getting better. I think it can get better if more college games for HBCUs are streamed on like ESPN and everything, because the PWIs, they definitely have that connection. I believe if scouts are able to watch it on ESPN compared to having to go to games, it'll be just a little bit more better. I think, kind of like with the last question, I think it'll be on the rise. A lot of players are starting to want to go to HBCUs to play, so it'll kind of promote other people, other high school players to at least go there. And if they're getting top recruits at HBCUs, then that'll look really good going into the professional world. I can speak from experience. I went to 2 different junior colleges, and I was looking into going to like different PWIs, like U of H and everything like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like the love and the connection is at an HBCU, especially as a young Black male. They kind of understand more, and your coaches, more coaches at HBCUs played at HBCUs, so they're able to relate with you, understand you, and then the environment at an HBCU is like our gym is like a club basically while we're playing, so it's really fun. You connect with the fans and everything. They know you personally compared to going to a PWI. One of my old friends went to one, and he was kind of like, it's like they just know you for basketball compared to knowing you as a real person. I love all my professors. I'd have to say Professor Morgan. She was my freshman orientation, but she was just like, hey, look, you're graduating. I did it my senior year because I didn't take it at my other schools, but she said to stay focused, and she really looked me in my eyes. She told me stay focused because there's a lot of distractions just in college in general. But she was like, you got a good head on your shoulders, thanks to my parents. So I think Professor Morgan is probably the one that impacted me the most at this HBCU.
My name is Kennedy Edgerton. I am a junior cinema, television, and emerging media studies major from Washington, D.C., and I'm a rugby player for Morehouse College. I would say balancing all three of those things has been a little bit difficult this past year, given how busy I've been with, school and, athletics and whatnot. But I try to basically make sure I prioritize the most important aspects of each area, whether that be, allotting study time to make sure I can meet deadlines and whatnot proposed by professors, and, going to workouts after practice, and, just making sure that I give 100% effort in each area. So I'd say that's definitely been one of the difficulties. I'm a believer that if I can't give 100% effort in, everything, that it's really not worth doing for the most part. So it's just a matter of just making sure I can balance everything. Given the recent success that HBCU football players, for example, have seen, for example, having Deion Sanders going to Jackson State and, heading up that program there. He's bringing in a lot of good recruits. I definitely, I can see the momentum, swinging in a good direction for HBCU athletes. I definitely think in the coming years, professional scouts and D1 scouts are going to see the value and the talent that HBCU players have. So I definitely think things are going to get better in the years to come. I would definitely tell myself to take more risks, whether that be, athletically, academically, whether that be like trying out for select teams, or, just putting myself out there athletically and really, showing what I can do on the field. So I would definitely tell myself that. I think when I was younger, I was more concerned with just making sure I do the right thing in practice. And I had a hard time developing the comfort on the field that I had in high school, because, you're playing in college, you're playing with guys who are like twice your size and just as fast as you are. So I would definitely try to be more comfortable. I would definitely say attending an HBCU has really taught me the value of the Black experience. I know that may be sort of a cliche answer, but having grown up really like the later half of my life, attending PWIs and even playing rugby, which is a predominantly white sport, I've definitely come to value, meeting, other like Black men from across the country and even on my team, and, kind of learning from their experiences, and, that's really shaped me as a person. And I'll say I really don't think they shine as much light as they could on other sports. Like, for example, here at Morehouse, rugby is a club sport, where at other PWIs and some other HBCUs, rugby is a varsity level sport there. So I definitely think there could be some more attention towards sports like rugby. I know for a fact here there are a lot of other sports like lacrosse, polo, and tennis and stuff like that that don't really receive as much attention as some of the other sports, even though we've had similar success in terms of winning games and championships and whatnot. So I definitely think that's an area that we can improve, and I would love to see that in the future. Honestly, having been a rugby player, it's a very tight-knit community, and it can really transform lives.
Benjamin Raspberry. I have my major is business administration. I'm attending Clark Atlanta men's basketball team, and my position is point guard, shooting guard. It shaped me into a good young man. Like, I transferred from a PWI, so it allowed me to kind of see both sides of the story. You see, you're kind of getting supported by everybody, and it don't help that you got cousins and family and everybody that kind of around that kind of sticks to you and make sure you're on track. allow yourself to have a good management system. You got to understand that, time is the number one thing in college. You know that if you have 6 a.m. workouts, you have an 8 a.m. class, you have to know when and where to go from the subjects. Do all your research and get all the scholarships possible that you can, not only athletically, but academically as well. So that means getting your grades right and just filling out random things. It could be about any website. It could be about just the color of your skin. Make sure you just fill out scholarships, and if you're going to do things athletically, make sure you always talk to the coach. Be consistent. Top of the world. I think that right now we're in a historic position where a lot of kids and a lot of people are taking notice of HBCUs. I think that we'll take over the NBA, to be honest. Value more. Like, it's a lot more black teachers, a lot more black students. They all get together, and it be times where we be studying that from 8 o'clock p.m. to 5 in the morning to make sure we got our subject down. I feel like that we're valued more, and we can also talk and communicate to the teacher well. We got weights in the morning, 6 a.m. We got breakfast, can't forget the calf. Certain days we got fried chicken Wednesday, fried Wednesday. You gotta know which way you gotta go. Then you got class from 8 a.m. to about 3 p.m. After that, it's workouts, and then fill in lunch, and then after that, you kind of got a free time for about a good 4 or 5 hours.
My name is Didier Atipu. I'm a sophomore business administration major with a concentration in finance from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. And here at Morehouse, I'm a football player. I do not believe that we receive the same pay and attention as PWI athletes, but I do believe that's slowly changing. I do believe it's on the come up. I'm starting to see a lot more HBCU athletes from various different sports receive NIL deals, and in terms of it changing, more attention. I'm starting to see a couple athletes from I think it was Jackson State, North Carolina Central, North Carolina A&T, and actually one of my teammates here at Morehouse, they're getting NIL deals. So it's definitely changing, and I'm proud of them. So the improvement that I would want to see in my athletic department, I guess you would say like organization. With us, especially this past season, there was a lot of uncertainty, where we're going to practice, if we're going to have practice, if we're going to have equipment, those types of things, if we're going to have ice and treatment after practice and games. So I would definitely love to see better organization throughout the athletic department. And that's not a shot at them. It's just, it's just my honest opinion based from what I've seen and what I've went through here at Morehouse. And in terms of changing it, I definitely, want to encourage the athletes to step in, because I wasn't raised that way to just sit around and just let people do things. I've always been the type of person, I'd rather do it myself than wait on somebody else to do it for me. So I would definitely, like I said, encourage others to step in and help, so we can get it done. I would give high school athletes about attending HBCUs would be do it. Simple as that. Just do it. Before I attended Morehouse, I was actually committed to a PWI back in Minneapolis, and I was happy, but I wasn't 100% sure. My heart was still attracted to Morehouse and Clark. Once I got accepted, it took me about a day to flip my decision. I knew that I was truly, this is where I belong. And I believe that every young African-American playing sports should definitely come home, you know what I'm saying? Like bring the attention back, it's great. Aside from athletics, just the life and the connections, when I graduate, many of my friends are going to be doctors, lawyers, engineers, etc., businessmen. So if I need a lawyer, because I'm going to be a businessman myself, if I need a lawyer, I know I have at least 3 of them on my phone I can call up and, help me out. So come to HBCU. I do not think people view me just as a student athlete. Once they hear me talk, they see what I'm about. They see other extracurriculars that I'm in. They know that I'm more than just a football player, rather instead of what they just see. The type of mark that I want to leave, I want people to know that I come from humble beginnings, and I'm going to carry that with me wherever I go, and keep God in my life 100%. Because it's all up to Him. Do I think it's strong? No. How do I believe it can improve? Like I said earlier with one of your questions, just more marketing, more attention. I think that Deion Sanders becoming head coach at Jackson State definitely brought more attention to HBCU sports. Hugh Jackson, head coach of Grambling, I believe. Again, another influential African American man coming back and giving back to the community. So just more and more, more attention. Other athletes, donating. I know Chris Paul, he's always repping, some HBCU apparel before games. Like I said, those are the types of things that young people see, and it makes them more attracted to come to HBCUs, and that's essentially what we need. So pretty much just keep it going, keep the marketing coming in, and eventually it's gonna be good.
My name is Elijah Stewart. I'm a junior business major from Chicago, Illinois, and I attend Morehouse College, and I'm a guard on the Morehouse College basketball team.
Hello, my name is Andrew Stewart. I'm a junior business administration major from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm a guard at Morehouse College. I tell them that going to HBCUs is a great choice. It's good to put on a jersey and know that you're playing for people that look just like you. Yeah.
Being a college athlete, well, student athlete is kind of hard, but being an athlete, you have to make sure your priorities are straight. And first, school comes first always. So kind of just mapping out the plan, if it's writing it down on a notebook or just keeping it in my head. But primarily, school comes first, and then basketball after that, and then the social life is kind of, that's secondary to everything else. But school and basketball come first.
Okay.
Athletes, we get the short end of the stick. I have friends that go to high major Division I schools, and they get things like stipends, meal plans, and everything like that. And HBCUs, we don't really get that type of treatment. And I think just things like promotion and NBA players can kind of just raise awareness about what's going on.
Coming out of high school, I didn't really know about HBCUs. So everybody's dream is to go Division I and play basketball. But once I actually got down here, my mom went to Clark, Atlanta, so she's an alumni. So actually when I came down here and saw the culture outside of basketball, just the actual school, that attracted me to come to HBCU.
I just want to leave behind a good legacy and kind of just let people know that whatever route you go, you can get it done. A lot of people think you have to go to the big name PWI schools, but I just want kids to know that you can go the HBCU route and do the same thing.
Coming out of high school, my twin brother and I had a lot of interest from schools, but we didn't have any actual offers because we didn't want to split up. We wanted to play together. So that was kind of the issue with us. We didn't want to split up, and they didn't want to give both of us a scholarship. So when I actually got down here, we attended Clark Atlanta University at first, and our coach got fired. So after that, we came to Morehouse.
HBCU, they do shine a light on other sports, but I feel like the major sports are always basketball and football. I do see things like track and everything from other schools, but for the most part, from what I've seen, it's mainly just basketball and football. And I feel like just people just getting the news out there, and people kind of just raising awareness about games and everything, kind of get everything out there.
The impact I want to leave behind is bigger than basketball. I know basketball is important, but I think a lot of kids, black kids, don't understand the importance of giving back and going to HBCUs because Going to other schools is fine, but it's nothing like coming back and giving back to the black community.
I feel like sometimes, depending on who I'm dealing with, a lot of people do kind of just look at me as a student athlete. But I don't know. That's what goes with it. I've been a student athlete since I was in 4th or 5th grade. So, you know, I'm kind of used to people just labeling me as an athlete. But people do need to know though that it is a lot more to life than basketball. So.
A lot of people just talk. There's a lot of talk like they want to help out and they want to do this and that, but there's not really a lot of action. And also the money put behind it, because HBCUs compared to PWIs, money-wise, is not really comparable. But I think through donations and alumni really giving back, and to other people that went to these schools to kind of give back, and I think that would help a lot.
Go Morehouse.
I mean, your brother said go Morehouse. It's kind of for the trailer, so if you want to say something, that's cool.
And he told me he said that. That's why I didn't.
It's okay.
It is good.
Okay.
Apply for an HBCU, or if you're gonna go to an HBCU, like I said, do all your research. And also talk to people and communicate with people. It's all about networking.
I would just say for any viewers, just make sure you give HBCU sports a chance and just look out for what will become in the future.
Thank you for all the support this year from Clark, even Spelman and Morehouse when y'all did come. Next year we're looking to turn up a little bit more, so y'all come support.
I'm glad that I'm here at Morehouse. I'm glad that I attended HBCU. It was definitely part of my destiny, and I don't regret it. Even though it's not always sweet. You know, I still have my own struggles here at the college, but it's definitely something that I wanted. You know, these are the type of struggles that I wanted, whether it's academic, whether it's with housing, whether it's with athletics, anything. Honestly, I'm really glad, blessed I'm here, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.